Hi there, welcome to today's session, and today we're going to use the mat, and there'll be a theme a little bit this week of rolling your mat up. If you haven't got a roller, you might want to use a roller instead. The nice thing about using the mat rather than a roller is that actually it's a little bit soft and squishy, and let your back just sink into it. Then I'm going to just use some kilo weights. Anything up to a kilo, I wouldn't use anything beyond that, is fine, or get some cans of beans from your larder cupboard, pantry. That's very old school. And I'm then gonna take a 1 inch and a 3 inch cushion just to place my head on next to the rolled up mat. So you can just place that vertically for now, and then we're going to place our pelvis on the mat and roll down, letting our head rest on those cushions, so you can just adjust to where feels comfortable for you. And then here we're going to place our hands on the balls. So here, if you've got cans, we're going to start with the balls under one arm, and we're going to pop one ball under the tricep, or a can horizontally placed underneath here, and then the other can on the palm of the hand. And rather than the fingers feeling outstretched and tense, just allow the fingertips to soften and mould either around the can or the ball, and the other hand just rest down by the side of the body. Take a moment here to just allow the weight of the body to sink into the mat underneath you, and let the skull sink into the cushion underneath your head or the towel. And now here, all I want you to do is start to roll the balls forward and roll the balls back. And I want you to keep the elbow soft, so it's got a gentle little bend in it, because it's just suspended and hanging on the balls. And here it's a very small movement. I'm creating movement from the shoulder, just allowing the shoulder blade to glide up towards my ear and then gently glide away, keeping the forearm and the fingers soft. Can you just find that gentle movement at the shoulder? And it may feel like your shoulder blade is moving on the chest wall. Imagine soap suds, and that your shoulder blade is just gliding up and down that chest wall. 2 more here. And then last one. Nice. And then we're going to take the balls away, bring them over to the other side of the mat. And now just rest that arm for a moment on the floor and compare that with the other arm. Nice. And then we're going to switch over. So place the ball under the tricep, so in the middle of the arm between the shoulder and the elbow, and the other palm down. Just let the fingers mould around the ball or can. Let the weight of the arm sink into both balls, and then roll the balls forward and back. Just exploring what movement you have in your shoulder. So being on this mat rolled up is a really nice position to just allow the front of the chest to open up and bring the body into a nice open posture when we spend a lot of our time rounded, sat at a computer, looking at our phone. Nice. 2 more here. Elbows stay soft, just exploring the movement of the shoulder and down. So now we take both balls into both hands and just let them rest either side. Let your arms rest on the floor and just notice what's happened at your shoulders. Perhaps by moving the shoulder blades around the chest wall, you've perhaps started to allow a little bit more softness through the shoulder and a little bit more openness through the front of the chest. Nice. Then before we start doing anything else, can you just lift your chin and drop your chin? And we're not working into any end ranges. Just allow the chin to rock up and rock down, keeping the movement small and letting the weight of the back of the head become a little bit heavier into the mat. Nice. Then find wherever feels comfortable to come to a gentle stop. And now just rock through the back of the skull, side to side. And just imagine the back of the skull molding into that cushion or towel underneath you. And then come back to where the head feels comfortable and rested for you. Then just take the balls in your hands, and I want you to gently turn the palms inwards if you've got hands on balls. If you've got them on cans, you probably need to keep them face down. And then from here, you're going to start to turn or bring those hands up and try and turn the palms in to face one another. And try not to squash the hands together, but keep the hands on the outside of the body. And then here, just hold those arms in a nice vertical position over the shoulders. And almost allow the weight of the cans or the balls to feel that the arm bones sink into the elbow and then sinks into the shoulder socket. And just notice the contact of your shoulder blades on the rolled up mat underneath you. And now it's super slow, you're going to take those arms overhead, and I want you to keep the weight of your shoulder blades in contact with the mat. Super slow, just hold here. And there might come a point when you start to feel the spine lifts away from the mat. I want you to just focus on, without forcing it, but think about sinking the spine into the mold of the mat and keeping your shoulder blades in contact with the mat. So you're only creeping out as far as you feel able to take the arms overhead. And that's about my limit and my range in my shoulders, without my spine popping away from the mat and losing control of the mid-back. And also for me to be able to stabilize those shoulder blades on that mat underneath me. That's my range, and everyone will be different. If you notice any tension in the head and neck, just let it go. And you're going to keep holding the weights here at this end range for you, or just in front of that end range, so don't try and take it too deep. And just keep breathing into the body. Nice. Keep holding. If you're finding that you're holding the balls or the cans with your fingertips, you're using some of your finger muscles to support the shoulders here. So really try and wrap the can or the ball into the palm of the hand, so you're creating the stability and the control and the hold from the shoulder muscles rather than the fingers. Cool. Keep the neck nice and soft. You can rock it side to side and let it go. I'm going to hold here for another 5 seconds. And now super slow, finding the weight of my shoulder blades on that mat underneath me. I'm going to super slow bring the arms up, finding those arm bones sinking into those shoulder sockets and back to the midline where I feel balanced. And then here we're going to take the arms out wide. And in this position, we're going to try and hover those arms just at shoulder height. So just hovered above the floor. And again, just find the shoulder blades melting into that mat underneath you. And just hold here. Again, if you feel any discomfort in the shoulder, then just bring the arms up a little bit. If you need to change the weight, you can. And just think of this nice open chest Breathe into the body. Nice. Lift the chin and soften it, keeping these movements small, but letting go of any tension in the head and neck. Find that comfortable midline position and rock the head from side to side. And again, just super slow, letting the mold of the back of the skull sink into that cushion. And then back to center and start to super slow close these arms back to their start position, taking your time to keep the weight of the shoulders in that mat underneath you. And you can see my fingers are relaxed, the weights are in the palms of my hands, and then back to center. Balance those arms on the vertical, and then we finish here with split arms. Just notice the softness of your back in that mat underneath you, and we just reach into a hover, so we're not going to the floor, and then back to center nice and slowly, keeping those shoulder blades molded into the mat underneath you, and switch. Just notice that my palms are still turned inwards. Just go as far as is comfortable, so I'm a little bit tight through this shoulder. I'm going to hold that there because I'm a bit tight, and just allow my arm to lengthen and find my shoulder blade round the chest wall on this left side. And then switch, keep my arm bones sunk into the shoulder socket. One more each way here, just finding that control. Scoot back to center and switch. Nice. Scoot back to center, and then place both arms down by the side of the body. And this time, place your palms on the cans or the balls and roll your fingertips towards your feet. And you might find those shoulders have just almost depressed away from you. Keep reaching and start to creep the fingertips off the balls, and you're going to keep reaching the fingertips away from you. And just notice here as you come up but reach the fingertips to the ceiling, your shoulder blade glides off the chest wall. Keep reaching those fingertips. Keep reaching. Arms are going back, but keep reaching the fingertips. So let those shoulder blades glide. Back of the skull heavy in your cushion. Let your body sink into that mat underneath you, but you're just reaching the fingertips. Relax through the head and neck and breathe. And then start to come back. As you start to come back, you reach those fingertips to the wall away from you. Reach those fingertips up to the ceiling. Keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching. Reach to the wall away from you. And now just start to turn the palms outwards, back of the hand towards your thigh, and just brush those hands as you reach towards the wall, past the thigh and down to the floor. Then here you refine the balls, and now turn the palms upwards. If you've got the balls there, you can place them on the back of your hands and roll the balls out and in. Small movement here. If you haven't got the balls and you've got cans, you might want to move them out all the way and just do this on the floor, which we're coming to in a minute. If you so you can either go straight to that exercise or just out and in. Small movement. Rolling out and in. Nice. Then place the balls out the way, palms on the floor, and now just take those hands as me with the Eve in the way here. Take those arms out wide, and if you can go all the way out behind you, elbows can just be soft, and just slide those arms back in towards your hips. There. And again, opening out all the way up. Cool, and back down. Nice and soft. So the elbows don't have to be locked straight, just soft elbows reaching, opening up through the front of the chest. And back down. Nice. Okay, so from there we're going to just lie onto the floor underneath you. You might want to bring your head down to a smaller cushion and just notice how the spine feels here. So to finish this nice set of exercises, just roll onto your side and you're going to place the horizontally the mat underneath you, just round by the bra strap, and you might want your head cushions here, and just here bring the other arm forward. And now with that just under the bra strap area, okay, or nipple line, you're going to then place your other hand on your head, shuffle the legs forward, and we're going to come into our opening here. And just roll the elbow forward and then roll it back. Nice. And open, and just with each movement, see if you can explore opening up a little bit more. We're going to do 3 more movements here. 2. And last one. Nice, back down. This time bring the mat a little bit lower into the waist between your rib cage and your pelvis. So in the waist, hand anywhere on your head, nice and comfortable, and open up here. So this just changes where you're opening up from. So just ease into that opening. And with each movement, exploring a little bit more range. Nice, last one here. And just hold and breathe into the body. And release. And then the last one, we're going to come right up, almost under the arm. Okay, so you can rest your arm along the mat. A little bit higher, wedge those cushions in, and now here just open up, and you're going to feel that in a slightly different part of the spine. Feel how that creates a rotation in a little bit of a different space. Opening up through the elbow, and you can just adjust that mat underneath you to where feels comfortable for you. And make this your last one. We open up. Nice. Just rolling onto your back. Interlock your hands behind your head. And here, because that mat is just in under the shoulder blades, just peel forward. And I don't mind if you end up softening through the pelvis a little bit. And then just release back to the cushions. So then we're just working into a little bit of flexion extension through the thoracic spine. Not appropriate if you've got osteoporosis to do this part, so just skip the flexion part. You can move a little bit into extension, but I'd just come up to the neutral. And then here I've taken the head cushions out and I'm coming all the way through again. I don't mind a little give because I'm just looking at mobility through the spine. So open up and roll through, look at the knees. Keep the back of your skull heavy in your hands though, yeah? This is a flexion through the spine, like you're rolling over a ball from the rib cage over the pelvis. Okay, just allowing the spine to give. And we're gonna go for 2 more. And 1 more. And release. So I'm going to turn away from you, just move the balls out the way, and we're going to shuffle up the mat a little bit, midway along the rib cage. Place the head cushions back in, knees out in front of you, hand on the head wherever is comfortable for you, and then we roll the elbow forward and we rock back, and just 6 to 8 movements here, free movement, And with each movement, you're just opening up through the body a little bit more. Nice, we'll make this 2 more movements. And last one, open up. Back to center. And then from here, we're going to shuffle the cushion or the mat down into your waist, between your rib cage and your pelvis. Hand on your head and spiral and open. Here, elbow forward, elbow back. Each time getting a little bit more range into the body. And we'll do 3 more movements here. And last one. Open up and just relax and breathe. And release. And now we shuffle that mat up so it's in line with your shoulder. And your arm rests along the mat. And then down. Hand behind your head. Roll the elbow forward and roll the elbow back. And I just need to adjust my shoulder a little bit further down it here. And it's almost like your shoulders are trying to open up along the mat. And you're getting the extension perhaps into a slightly different part of the spine. 3 more movements here. And then make this your last one. And then just hang into the body there, breathe. And release. Then from here, just come up and we're gonna finish with sitting on our mat. If crossed legs comfortable for you, do, or you can have the legs out straight, whatever feels most comfortable. Widen those sit bones and plant them into the mat. And just realign the pelvis, rib cage, shoulders. Take a moment to take a breath into the body. Nice. And then from here, we're going to just roll that chin down onto your chest. And then a little gentle tuck of the chin without pressure, and release and look up. So we roll down, think about that little softening of the chin, and then rolling through each vertebra of the cervical spine, hang down. Then the base of the neck, just soften the chin inwards, peel up into that lower, then mid third of the neck, and then tip into the upper third. Rolling through and rolling back up. Last 2. Nice and controlled. So through your full range of movement, but don't go into any compression on the way down, and don't go into a hinge of painful extension on the way up. Just work in a controlled way. And last one. And back to center. And then just looking one way and the other. Easy movement. Nice. Let the eyes go with the movement. Last 2. And last one. Back to center, and now we're going to keep the head still. You're going to look down. We're just going to work the eyeballs a little bit. So look down and now look up. So your head stays still, but your eyes are looking upwards. And again, don't strain the eyes. So just work looking down in a range that feels comfortable for you. Up and down, up and down. 2 more. So like I said, I'm not going into extreme range. Last set, down, back to center. Just squeeze the eyes together and release. And now look to the left, look to the right. Head stays still. Don't go into those extreme end ranges. You don't want your eyeballs to hurt. We're not very good at using our full range of our eye muscles, so it can sometimes feel quite uncomfortable. Last 2. And last set there. And then squeeze the eyeballs together. Relax, just keep your eyes closed now softly. Notice the weight of your sit bones in the mat. Align that rib cage over the pelvis, shoulders. Balance your head. And just take note of the breath and how the body's feeling. Open your eyes to finish, and I hope that's a nice upper body stretch to set you up for the day.